Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that is now very old, has become very collectible, and is incredibly difficult to find these days, especially in these mint unused condition. We are looking at the 1974 release by the Pier Theatre from their series of flyers that they would send out when a new stage show was about to hit the stage. And this particular one we're looking at today is of the Pier Theatre in Bournemouth and their production of Stage 3's Thunderbirds, which was a puppet show based on the 1960s Thunderbirds television series. Now, we all know that Thunderbirds was a British science fiction television series. It was created by Gerry and Sylvia Anderson, and it was filmed by their production company, AP Films, and it was distributed by ITC Entertainment. And it was filmed between 1964 and 1966, and they used a unique form of electronic marionettes, which they dubbed as super marionation, and combined with scale models, special effects sequences and so on, that's how we got the Thunderbirds that we all know and love. Two series totaling 32 50-minute episodes were made, and production was halted after the 6th episode of the second series because Lou Grade, who was the financial backer for AP Films, failed to sell the program to a US network television, or season 2 to a US network television, which resulted in the funding being obviously cut. Lou Gray then went on to say that it was easier to sell a new television series rather than a existing series that had already aired one season. So Thunderbirds was scrapped, and next came Captain Scarlet. But that wasn't the end for Thunderbirds, because Thunderbirds did actually appear, or there was an awful lot of reruns done for Thunderbirds, and it appeared back on television series in the kids' TV programs on Saturday and Sunday mornings, and I think some of the afternoons. They're also aired multiple times. They were being shown over and over again, and that prompted lots of other things, and also stage shows. And this particular stage show that we're looking at today was quite a famous stage show, really. It had been around a while. It wasn't the first stop at the Pier Theatre, but it was probably the least, well, it was definitely the least successful of the stage show run. So this wonderful promotional flyer is an original unused flyer from 1974, which was never used due to the early cancellation of the stage show. So the stage show was presented by Stage 3, Christine Glanville and Rowena White, and David Ross. The puppets and puppeted versions of the original TV series marionettes were made by Christine Glanville and costumed by Rowena White, who also wrote the script. David Ross surprised the design and the construction of the show's 16 stage sets and recorded the soundtrack. Now, the show followed the successful format of Stage 3's Rupert the Bear show, in that the hour-long script was split into 4 separate scenes, with a comedy magician providing some magical interludes in between scenes. And in this instance, it was the children's entertainer Mervyn Cole that was providing the entertainment in between the scenes. So this is the flyer times. It says Pier Theatre, telephone Bournemouth 20250, and it's got entertainment manager for Bournemouth Corporation, Samuel J. Bell, by arrangements with Kimbrell Stephan Associates. Stage 3, Christine Glanville, Rowena White and David Ross present the exciting, unique stage presentation of the fabulous puppet TV series Thunderbirds, and it's Century 21 Merchandising Limited. And it was featuring Lady Penelope, Parker, The Hood, Jeff Tracy and the Thunderbird team, with guest children's entertainer Mervyn Cole, the man from Mars. There you can see an image of Thunderbird 3 in between the clouds there. And it says by arrangements with the All Health International, and it was Monday the 17th of June to Saturday the 7th of September. No matinees on the 19th and 26th of June. Weekdays twice daily, 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. And the admission price was children 25p and adults 30p. So that's the flyer. Now going back to the actual show itself, the voices of Lady Penelope were recorded for the stage show by Sylvia Anderson's daughter, Dee Anderson, incidentally. Parker and Brains were voiced by Jimmy Jewel's son, who was Kerry Jewel, and the other voices were recorded by Malcolm Storry and David Schofield. Now, after its opening in Chelmsford, the show moved to the Woodville Halls in Gravesend to great success, and then to the Pier Theatre in Bournemouth. This was for the main summer season of 1974, opening on the 17th of June. Now, surprisingly, given the enormous popularity of the TV series at the time, combined with the high quality and excellent reputation of Stage 3's productions, audience numbers for the summer season were very, very disappointing. And sadly, the Bournemouth season was curtailed after only completing the first month. The show did go on to its next venue, next two venues in actual fact, which were very successful again. But unfortunately, because of the poor showing at Pier Theatre in Bournemouth, Stage 3 couldn't get any more bookings for the show other than what had already been booked. So sadly, that brought this show to an end. So it did only run for a short time during 1974. So this particular flyer, as I say, was one that would have gone out advertising the show. But as I say, sadly, because it only ran for a very, very short time, these flyers were never used, hence the reason why they are still in absolute mint, pristine condition, just like they've been printed straight off the press. Now, these flyers were part of a comic shop buyout that we did. There was a comic shop that was closing down, and we were fortunate enough to buy out all their stock, and amongst their stock was a whole load of these flyers. I'll say load, there was about 15 or 20 of these flyers that were left unsold or unused. How they come about them, got no idea. How they ended up in the comic shop, I've got no idea. But there they were. And fortunately, as we went in and bought out all their stock, these flyers came with the stock that we bought, and we are now able to offer these for sale to our Midas Touch customers. Okay, now you're going to ask me, do these come up for sale very often on the platforms? And I did have a look on the platforms. I couldn't find any. So I'm guessing that probably not. They may have been at some time or other available on platforms. I went back a couple of years and I couldn't find any of these flyers. But there was similar ones to these, but not exactly the same ones. So, and I think they were a little bit later as well. They weren't back as far as 1974. So similar flyers for advertising Thunderbirds, but not this particular show. So no, the question to that is they don't come up for sale very often on the platforms. In fact, I couldn't find any at all. However, we at Midas Touch, we have managed to find a nice quantity of these flyers. And as of today, these flyers are available to purchase on the My Such website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Thunderbird items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful vintage 1974 Thunderbirds Pier Theatre flyer with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. So bye for now.